Over here in the bottom right. 6. Over here in the bottom right, we have our Terran player, BuNNY.
And that is CJ's BuNNY, of course.
Yes.
Liquid BuNNY is not here.
In the bottom left, in the blue, we're going to go with Reality.
Indeed. And of course, that is Samsung's reality, not your reality. But as I was saying, like, yeah, Legacy of the Void is actually like even harder than Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm. But that's why Archon mode is around now. You can play with your friends, so definitely give that a try. I haven't tried it yet, but I think that you and I should play some Archon mode at some point.
Yeah, I'd be down to do that.
A lot of people have suggested that the actual Archon plays the Archon mode. By the way, are we getting royalties on that, on that name?
I think Blizzard owes us money for that Archon mode.
I'm pretty sure.
And then somebody from Blizzard points out, well, Archons were in the game before you guys started calling yourself the Cassian Archon. And I'm like, well, Archon,
they have no
Archon was a word before you put it in the game.
You didn't make up that word. You didn't make up that word. That's so funny. Oh, man.
We actually, back in Brood War, did do some 2-on-2s.
Did we?
Yeah, it was very small. It was whenever one of our guys that for the team match, you know, at WG Tour, we had to have the 2-on-2s. It was 4 1-on-1s and a 2-on-2 for a team match.
Yeah, I tried to not play
There was
those.
occasionally moments where it's you and me, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm going to go Protoss and make Zealots and rush them, and then you make your Marines, and we're just going to have to
probably
work
tried to
collectively
pick up the Vultures, and I couldn't help you. That's probably what went on.
Yeah, you did. You did in one game.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like what I would do. See, I'm just like guessing.
It was like 2 Protosses rushing me. I'm like, damn, they're killing me.
Like, don't worry.
He's like, oh, hold on, my second factory's going down now.
Well.
But yeah, I'm actually down to do some Archon mode with you.
Yeah, I think it would be pretty fun. Well, here we are, Tasteless. By the way, I want to do some Terran Archon mode with you.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, that's the race I want to play with you.
Am I doing the micro and you're doing the macro?
We can let's just both micro. We'll each have one Reaper. It'll be so sick.
Okay, I'm only going to make the Reaper attack 40. You make it run away when it's time.
I like it. Well,
actually, I'm curious, guys who've played Archon mode, tweet at me, because I'm wondering how many people find the game more easy to play or more frustrating, because not everybody, it's not a matter of people can't just keep up. A lot of people have different ideas on how they should play the game.
Sure,
so
yeah,
some people might actually be like, okay, I think we're going to do this, or like, no, don't attack yet, stay back. You really have to have a few players that are probably on the exact same mindset.
I've heard great reviews, but when I talk to like a pro gamer that's played it, they're like, ooh, this can be hard to do. But
yeah.
Anyways, here we are, and it looks like we have a little bit of pressure coming out here from BuNNY. Now, TVT, watched an okay amount of TVT so far in Legacy of the Void, of course. Anything that we have seen in Legacy of the Void doesn't mean that's the way it's going to be. People are still kind of experimenting all that, but you don't really see mech in this matchup now.
Let's talk about that a little bit more in a second. We have poking in right now. Is BuNNY attempting to stop mining here from ever occurring right now at the second base for Reality. This is a pretty effective play. Obviously, he does not want to have to lift this and relocate it, but it doesn't look like, at least for the time being, he's able to get that mining for now. So good job buying time here, and I think at this point in time, BuNNY's going to have to back up. If he does decide to retreat, obviously the Marines are going to be picked off. They're not fast enough to get away in one piece.
That's right. Well, looks like he should be able to hold here at the ramp at this point now. Some good usage of grenades here. And that is, of course, from BuNNY. The colors actually on my monitor are really light. It's very hard to see.
Yeah, you might want to switch over to mine. I'm actually surprised we're using this color set for... we might have
light blue and dark blue?
Yeah, it's not exactly like it's blue and red here.
I think we should just make them both red and just like have no idea what's going on.
I think we should cast this in black and white and we have no idea what's going on.
It's like, this is what dogs see. How do you feel now?
Have you ever noticed dogs aren't very good StarCraft players?
Yeah, generally not.
No.
They all play Protoss!
We got a drop over here. Nice assassinate there on the SCV, and then he can pick back up. So delaying the command center from making for a little bit longer here.
Yeah, and going to continue to try to poke around a little bit. Harassment is kind of the name of the game in Legacy of the Void now.
So let's go back to something that you mentioned earlier before that attack started. People seem to be more Marine focused here, and I think there's good reason for that. So because you start out with more workers in Legacy of the Void.
Ooh.
Wow, that was close. Because you start out with more workers in Legacy of the Void, I think minerals just end up taking more priority. You're going to have to figure out a way to spend minerals more quickly.
Yeah.
And because of that, I think Marines are just too appealing. I think early on.
Yeah, I think someone will figure out like a good way to play mech eventually. Like, and maybe there already is one. I just haven't really seen it in the TVTs that I've seen. But just going off that theory that you're talking about, it seems like you expand so quickly. You need a certain mass of mech to hold on. So it's really like taking your third base and your fourth base are very, you know, you have to do those at exactly the right time with mech. And, you know, that I think that's an issue now in Legacy of the Void because you have to take them so quickly because minerals actually mine out.
Yeah.
And without having those extra minerals to actually sit there and be like, okay, I'm slowly but surely getting max and moving across the map.
Because you're getting so many minerals early on, I don't know how viable it is if you're meching right away to you can't really stop a third base from being taken.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you're
not just that, you're going to get stopped. Like, when you're trying to take a fourth base and
it takes a while to build up
100 supply on a four bases with mech, it's like, okay, yeah, you can't defend even one.
One other thing I want to point out, and obviously we're speculating here because nobody truly knows what this meta is going to look like, but I do think that there is a higher chance of hidden bases being utilized here in Legacy of the Void, since you do get so many more bases in this game, and there's probably going to be a bit more ambiguity about how many bases you should have at any point in time, since you're going to be expanding so quickly.
Yeah,
you know, you know, for instance, Heart of the Swarm, it would be pretty obvious if the guy had a hidden base because you didn't get as many bases, especially like as Terran or Protoss early on. So
yeah, okay,
that might be a factor here. We'll have to see.
Could be. I wonder about that. You could be right on that. I like what you're saying.
Thank you.
I don't like how you say it.
It's all about how I say it. By the way, Stim is going to finish up for both of these guys. It does look like Reality is going to be the one to initiate map control.
Yep.
And right now it's just BuNNY staying back and turtling.
Indeed.
There's probably going to be a lot of dropping coming up here. Obviously, that can always be a double-edged sword, since if you do drop in and your drop is picked off without doing any damage, you're actually giving units away instead of simply trading. Uh-oh.
Now, of course, yeah, this is a big, big change that is around in...
Look at that.
In Legacy of the Void.
Don't those medevacs with the tanks that look like Amazon drones or something, ready to deliver something to me right now?
Well, they're going to deliver some tanks in siege mode.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, which is pretty crazy because this really messes up mech as well, I would say. It's like the fact that you can go siege tanks and have mobility with them now is kind of cray.
It's pretty cray-cray. Nice job not losing that medevac, though. 2 HP on that, and there's nowhere to land. There's a high chance the Viking is going to end up picking that off.
It's definitely going to go down, I would say. But hold on, we actually do have this force moving over here. Reality is going to drop these siege tanks off. And that's actually a pretty big deal.
And now dropping right in over here. Now, there are 2 siege tanks right now for BuNNY to try to help the tank. Excuse me, 3 siege tanks. One over here on the far right. Marines now coming up. Does not appear that there's going to be enough of a proper angle to really get in there and do the damage that he wants to do.
Yeah, and it gets cleaned up almost as quickly as it comes down here. A good cleanup there by BuNNY. But, of course, he did take a decent amount of damage there. You know, when you're already in the siege mode and you're unloading, you can kill off quite a bit. Looks like it is third base time. And I don't believe we have a third command center for BuNNY started yet. So, going to be a little bit behind in that regard. Is he going to just start trying to attack? Because he's down like 30 army supply right now. He really doesn't have much to work with here. He's got to get like something very cost efficient off.
Yeah, let's see where this game goes from here. We do have a pretty substantial supply lead right now for Reality, and a lot more map control, and it looks like he's going to be able to continue to be aggressive. I think the real problem right now for BuNNY is not just a lack of the third base, but there's really no opportunity to take the third base if Reality simply punishes him.
By the way, the siege tanks being carried around by the medevacs look like giant mechanical Protoss hands.
Did it? Now I got to get another shot of that.
Yeah, you gotta. You probably never see that again. No one will ever pick up another.
I think that when the medevacs are carrying the siege tanks, they look like the feet of a Metal Gear Rex or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, you didn't play the good games.
That's not StarCraft.
That's not StarCraft. I only play one game.
What's that Hearthstone card, Tasteless? Come on.
That's too bad you didn't play Metal Gear, because then we could talk about flutoning nerds, but...
Well, they're flutoning these tanks,
Is it Fluton or Voltron? I don't know. Somebody tweeted me.
Voltron?
I don't know. It can't be that.
Is it Voltron, maybe?
Yeah, you got it.
Like, is it Megatron tasteless?
Yeah, you're on it. You're on it. Yeah, you got it. You got it.
Is it Optimus Prime tasteless? Like, is it Bumblebee?
You remember that ad we had over here, the GSL? It was like this big yellow computer case,
yeah.
and I was looking at it. I'm like, it looks like the leg of Bumblebee. Like,
Yeah. No, I don't think anyone saw that at home. That was a Korean commercial.
well, you guys have seen those fancy computer cases. I mean, you can imagine. All right, so we have once again an attackman here. This time, it's going to be coming from BuNNY. He doesn't have fantastic position. He has to be able to choke out any movement on the ramp just here. So I'm not sure how effective this is going to be. It's not a large area that Reality has to defend. All these expansions are pretty close together. So there's a chance BuNNY may just try to back out here. And in fact, Reality going to go and try to move out right now with a stim.
Oh man, right now BuNNY has to back up. Does drop all these siege tanks. The siege tanks of Reality drop as well. But so many Marines here stimmed running forward.
Oh my God.
Reality going to easily take that back.
I mean, losing all those tanks like that, there's a real high chance that the killing blow is about to happen.
Yeah. Well, how do you hold on from here, right? Because Reality is,
There it is, GG.
Got a base up. He's got more supply. He's got 2-2 on the way. It's not something that BuNNY was going to live through there. You know, TVT is like so different with the siege tanks being able to be picked up like that. Because
the way that you initiate is much different. I mean, so much of TVT was about punishing either when the siege tanks are in the sieging up or when they're unsieging, and that's not really
being sieged first. And even now that doesn't count because the cooldown from being dropped from the medvac and the siege tank firing, it's like 2 seconds or something. So, like for instance, even if you're already sieged up, after your tanks fire, your opponent can drop his siege tanks and they're going to fire very quickly thereafter. So, it's like it's so different now the way that you can maneuver around, just very, very crazy, like we saw.
The very early days in StarCraft of TVT was a lot about the lack of mobility that Terran had, but the strength in the position they could hold. And then in StarCraft 2, we started seeing Terrans have a little bit more mobility, but now with the siege tanks being more mobile, it's a completely different beast of a matchup.
Yeah, it certainly is. And I'm really interested how this will continue to grow forward. Like, I think it's going to stay looking like Marine Siege Tank for quite a while, but
I think so.
I feel like people are going to figure out some other, like, more modified ways to play.
Well,
but
the fact that with Marine Siege Tank you're so mobile, I mean, stim Marines and boosted medevacs and all that, I mean, you are able to get around so quickly. I almost wonder if mech will become popular in Legacy of the Void. I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, you can really deal with a mech army
time.
pretty effectively if you can actually just plant siege tanks wherever you want them to be.
Yeah. Well, I see a lot of problems with mech being played in Legacy of the Void and TVT. But, like, the reason why mech wasn't really popular early on in StarCraft 2 is because it takes a lot longer to figure out, and there's so many tournaments, people are having to basically practice Marine all the time. People
try to go for fast wins early on in RTSs,
so
rather than invest.
I wonder if that'll happen here too. Basically, is what I'm saying. Much better colors this time, by the way.
Special thanks to our sponsors over here in the top right in the red. He is BuNNY. In the bottom left, in the blue, our other Terran player, he is Reality.
Well, guys, let everyone know that GSL's on. It's kind of like a funny little tournament that no one really knew about until very recently, so help spread the word. GSL's back.
We're back, bitches.
Your life has meaning again, guys. Isn't that great?
I'm glad we can give your lives meaning. Our poor directionless nerds, I'm glad we're here for you.
Yeah, you're
Let's
welcome.
learn some Legacy of the Void. I mean, this game, together. I mean, this Legacy of the Void is so different, it might as well be StarCraft 3. And here's the thing, Artosis, maybe one day Blizzard will announce StarCraft 3, and then we're going to be casting that. We're going to be like, I mean, it's practically StarCraft 4, you know?
We just keep doing it, and then it has an expansion that becomes StarCraft 5, and they're like, no, guys, StarCraft 3.
Guys, I think that's a bit of a stretch. It's StarCraft 4.5. So we see SCB out here just checking around.
And as you can see,
and I
really
feel like
great
this music
players.
that's playing right now is a little bit too dramatic for early game.
Yeah. No, I know. Like
we need this to be Terran vs. Zerg. Yeah.
That in the because actually the new music is fantastic. But
it's good. But
I had the music on, and like while I'm building my first pylon, it's at like the most epic moment of a song, and I'm just like. I'm like, if I was like macroing right now on 4 bases and trying to defend something, I would be like, this is so sick. But right now I feel this doesn't, it's like the Lord of the Rings theme plays when I go to the toilet. I'm like, what? Like, this is not like a super important moment in my life. Like, come on.
It's like when Artosis is cutting his carrots for his stew, it's playing the Inception song or something. Well, speaking of carrots, Artosis, ready for a great segue.
Yeah.
BuNNY, an animal that also likes carrots, is down one game. Is he going to be able to come back here?
And then everyone just hears a thud as I throw myself over the balcony at that terrible pun. Like, what a great segue. Here's another segue for you, and I drive it off the cliff.
Oh, look at you.
Bam.
Damn. Did you know that the guy that made a Segway, that invented the Segway, actually died in a Segway accident?
Yeah, he drove it off the cliff.
He drove it off a cliff.
Yeah.
Sad.
Too soon?
Too soon. Too soon, guys. Really, I hate to use my name in vain, Artosis, but that joke was truly tasteless.
It's truly fabulous.
All right, so we have
BuNNY
rallying up here.
BuNNY
is
being
pretty soon.
really aggressive here.
Yep.
You know, Reality already has that command center all done, and he's teching up quite quickly afterwards, so BuNNY is going to have to find some damage with this. When you choose to tech this heavily, oh, wow, I like that little grenade. But when you choose to tech this heavily, oh, that was great.
That was, 10 out of 10 there. That was nice. I like the block.
Yeah. But seriously, you have to get damage done because your opponent can expand so quickly, and the economy of Reality is obviously going to be just far superior here, just even when you only count the extra mule he's getting. So we'll see what he can get done here. Nice little Widow Mine burrowage there.
Important to note the location of that. You see the refinery actually covers that up.
Yeah.
So
I love my oracles flying into that. It's so fair and
we've
awesome.
all experienced it. Yeah, getting hit by the Widow Mine. It's actually behind the refinery. It's actually something that's been used in StarCraft for a long time, but it's not something that's really talked about that much, but it's definitely something that we want to incorporate. There you go.
And BuNNY's like, oh, I guess I don't get a
He's like, I didn't know that the refineries could attack the Legacy of the Void. I didn't get the memo on that.
New patch.
New patch.
All right, well, he's going after the reactor right now. All right, let's see what he can get done here. He still has 2 Hellions here. Oh, great lining up right there, but oh, man, the Cyclone pops out, and that is absolutely going to end everything here.
Correct.
Cyclone, a ridiculously powerful defensive unit. Excuse me.
Cyclone, or is the turret with wheels, as we call it.
Yeah. It's even better than that. It shoots ground as well.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised the Terrans it didn't occur to them to just point that turret down a little bit, because that thing fires pretty fast.
Next thing you know, because like someone was like, okay, why don't we just give a turret wheels? And then they're going to figure out that, oh my God, what if we just made it fly?
Yeah, there you go.
That'll be really fun to play against.
Futurism right here.
Yeah, that'll be in StarCraft 6.
Yeah.
Which will be Legacy of the Void 2, maybe. Who knows? I don't even know. All right, well, the Cyclone does come in, locks onto a Marine there. Not really the most useful thing to lock onto. But
not too terribly effective there. He has interrupted mining over here at the top right.
Yeah.
And he can...
Oh! Picks it up out of that Cyclone range. Very nice.
Okay.
And nice moves here, actually. Does deal with everything very, very quickly. Doesn't really take much damage. Great defense there by BuNNY. And, you know, it ended up working out all right. Like that early game harassment that he did end up getting 6 SCVs. When you look at it, their economies are pretty neck and neck. Only a 3 SCV difference right now.
Yeah, it's still anybody's game. Attacks not too effective so far here in this game. And I think we might not have much more action for a little bit. I think we're going to see them both take a third base coming up here and try to cement that position. There is a small chance, though, that they will push out still. Now, this is one tank coming out here. This is going to regroup with the rest of this. So, in fact, he may be trying to get in a position to actually deny the third base from his opponent being set up. Kind of odd placement of those medevacs, by the way. I'm wondering if that's a mistake by him.
Kind of interesting. Well, it looks like the Raven's going around for some harassment, but he'll actually see this. So they actually see each other passing. I assume both of them saw that. We do see BuNNY actually right now retreating. The Raven's still going forward. And I think he's just probably going to go for some auto turrets over here.
Yeah, he's trying to cause some hiccup in the income here.
Yeah.
There's not as much you can do with the Raven, especially if you're not going to be aggressive with it. So occasionally just sending it down here. You know, StarCraft is almost always a game of a bunch of small little victories.
Especially now.
Yeah, especially now. So maybe getting that interrupted is pretty effective.
Well, right now the Cyclones come in, lock on very, very quickly here, and he's going to be able to clean this up pretty fast. Only 6 SCVs going down.
Yeah,
that
that attack did not pay for itself.
No, certainly not. That was actually quite a good defense by BuNNY there. And with that third command center already floating over to land, things looking much better for BuNNY this game.
Artosis, buddy, I'm sorry, guys. This is our first day back here in the actual studio. Which of these knobs controls my volume in my head?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I was just
Here,
screwed them
keep
both
talking.
around until I didn't want to rip my ears out anymore.
Yeah. Was somebody, I think there was somebody else casting from this desk earlier, so I'll have our
someone else casting from our desk with our headsets?
It's a crime.
Look, they aren't ours.
We don't actually own anything here in the studio.
No. I don't even wear the clothes. I don't even own the clothes I'm wearing right now.
No, unfortunately.
I know you guys look at a suit, you're like, wow, Artosis, you look sharp, man. Do you wear that to the club? I don't. I can't take it home. It's not mine.
Artosis actually has short shorts on. You can't see them underneath the desk, but you know, those ones with the frayed ones that are cut off really high at its size.
It's cold too.
Yeah.
And so that, I don't know why I did that today.
Okay, so center control right now. Looks like it is going to go to BuNNY. He may try to initiate. Third base has been acquired for both parties. And we have the possibility of pushing. Now, see this area that we have a shot of right here? If you can set up over here and start doing damage, it's pretty damn difficult to actually get anything out of your production facilities.
All right, well, right now we actually have the Cyclone walking on there. That's pretty cool. And actually picks up these sea tanks as they're taking damage to move them back. Great micro here by BuNNY.
Yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing here. It does look like this is, no, excuse me, it's still going on. Again, getting your army over the production facilities, especially the siege tanks, is such an easy way to kill Terran because their units when they pop out are actually quite brittle. And you can see with the micro here, the fact that they can immediately pick up the tanks and relocate them makes it a lot tougher for the Marines to properly engage.
Yeah, this is some awesome play by BuNNY. I love watching him actually pick these right up. The second that Reality tries to deal with them, has those couple on the bottom to punish any drops on top of those siege tanks, which are properly lifted up. So really, really nice moves coming out.
And with the aftermath of this attack, you can see it's 94 supply to nearly 130.
Yeah, quite a difference here.
BuNNY is not done. He's going to keep pressing. One of the goals with this attack is to get more of Reality's army relocated into the main, and then he can counterattack the third.
Yeah.
So he's just trying to get him out of position. Right now, I'd say BuNNY in just a very good position overall in this game.
He certainly is. It looks like he should be able to pick up a victory here as long as he kind of stays on top of things. Right now, Reality is really spread out. It's going to be very hard for him to actually defend everywhere because, again, this is Legacy of the Void. He's having to have that third base up, and that means that he's very sparse all over the map. And here we go, another drop going down behind this mineral line.
Oh, and this might be the killing blow. Yeah. Beat me to it. GG.
Wow.
Nicely done.
Wow.
You get to that main, man.
BuNNY's stepping up, man. He's like the BuNNY from Monty Python's Holy Grail right now.
Yeah.
So He's like, oh, he like falls down right there, man.
It's tied up 1-1 now. We're going to go on to game number 3. You can really see how strong Terran Harass is now in TVT. The fact that you can instantly have a siege tank set up inside their main. And it's important to remember that Terran units, they deal a lot of damage, but they die very quickly. So when you get them set up in a position like that, when the rest of Reality's army comes rushing back in, all those other buildings that are already there that Reality's using to produce from, these act like filters.
Yeah.
And then you have these you have these small brittle units coming through, and the damage is getting dished out quite nicely. Ideally, especially with tank Marine, you want to have an open space. You stim, you come in, and you surround. You swallow them up. But not possible there. So great positioning by BuNNY. Definitely a possibility he could take game number 3.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's playing very, very well. So, and I mean, when we saw who he actually beat to get here, it was really quite a lineup. Like Stats, Sulking, another great player. I can't remember off the top of my head now. But BuNNY, it looks to be in very top shape right now in Legacy of the Void. And, with this new expansion, we are going to see some players rise up above where they used to be. We
already saw it in Heart of the Swarm. A lot of the players that started to dominate, they were good in Wings of Liberty, but they weren't the best of the best. And with Legacy of the Void being so different, there's a high chance that the new players that we're going to see are people we haven't really heard of or haven't thought much about before.
And that's really cool. I would love to see some of these players that, like BuNNY's been around. We know who BuNNY is. He's like played in Pro League here and there. Every now and then he's in Code A or something like that. Never has really great results, but maybe this is just like his game now. Maybe he actually, it's like kind of clicking for him. He's like, oh, this is the style I've wanted to play all along. This is fantastic. So really exciting to see who that's going to actually end up happening for, because right at the beginning, there's a lot of people that have success and then just disappear because they like figured out something abusive, but now it's gone.
That's the thing, is when you get a new RTS game, there's a lot of people, you're right, they find something they can abuse or exploit in the game very effectively, but it doesn't mean that they know how to sustain that once everybody starts to catch on to it. We'll see. This is going to be a lot of fun.
I want to talk about that more in just a moment. But
yeah, sure thing. Let's just intro these players here. Bottom left in the red, winning game number 2, he is BuNNY. And in the bottom right in the blue, winning game number 1, he is Reality.
So what you're saying, like at the beginning of an RTS, like a new RTS, and this is in some ways a new RTS, there's a lot of people that come out and they can like abuse certain types of strategies and certain things that are like overpowered that they might figure out a little bit earlier, or certain imbalances that people don't realize are imbalances quite yet, or something like that. And it's kind of funny because I remember very distinctly in the beginning of Wings of Liberty, like me and Greg used to laugh about it all the time. Anyone who would beat him in a tournament, like in an online cup, immediately one of these pro teams, these like the weaker pro teams in North America or Europe,
some of the more jobbery teams,
they would just pick up that player. And it was so funny because it's like, oh, you literally beat him with the most abusive thing that's going to be patched out, and then like this kid is doing 3 interviews a day and is like, on a pro team.
He's like
and
way
it's
out
like,
of his depth now.
And some of them I remember at like the interviews, they were like really arrogant. They're like, yeah, no, I really kind of just get it. And it's like, it was just the funniest thing because it's like, no, you don't even exist anymore. I won't even say any names because I don't even want them to exist anymore. It's like, but definitely really funny to see that type of stuff pop up. Now, the Legacy of the Void, I think we aren't going to have like many of those, but we have people that have momentary success.
Especially in Wings of Liberty. I mean, there were strats where you would look at it and be like, oh, I didn't even think that was going to ever be a thing, right? You'd have a lot of these weird rushes.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
I remember
1-1-1.
Right when I first started playing Legacy of the Void, or excuse me, Wings of Liberty, I just remember when I saw my first Baneling bust, and I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's going to be a thing. That didn't even occur to me to try to.
How much money did Demago win off one base Baneling bus?
I mean, he is the grandfather of...
He actually won like thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
Back when thousands was a lot in StarCraft.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Until the Muslim was smart enough to wall off with non-depot buildings.
Then,
God, I love the old days, man. It was so fun.
We have some pressure coming in here.
Oh!
Bouncing that Marine back. What he wants to do is get this SCV that's making the command center. That would be huge. It looks like the command center's just really going to finish in time, though. And nice.
Wow, that's painful.
Wow. That's huge.
Yeah.
That is huge. This is a great start here for BuNNY.
And it does not supply cap him right this second, so that part of it's kind of nice. But look at this. With this Hellion coming up, BuNNY putting on a lot of pressure here. Does get that finish, but hey, you're losing SCVs to even finish that.
Good call for him to actually go up here. He can try to get any of the Marines that are going to pop out if he positions it just right. Instead, he is going to go for the depot here. Oh, look at you, handsome pants, hopping up there with the Reaper.
Dude, BuNNY is just looking fantastic right now. Some really nice harassment going on. Now, eventually we are going to see this low ground taken back, basically. We're so much closer right now to Reality's base. He has that reactor. He's going to get a few more Marines, another Hellion, and he should be able to bust down and take his expand. But we have a cloaked Banshee on the way for BuNNY right now.
Yeah, that is true. We'll see how that actually fares here. Finally, this expansion can be reclaimed here by Reality. But for the starts here, very, very effective harass here by BuNNY. I really like what I'm seeing.
Yeah. I really like players who open up with a very aggressive opening when the meta is still not completely solidified and strategies are not completely solidified. Because
I think that's the best way to learn in RTS.
I agree. That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah. I think it's just a really smart way to learn it, and I think it's a really smart way because you're going to find a lot more holes in people's play because they're like, okay, I know my general strategy for mid game and late game, and then their opening might be just a little bit off, but you have this very sharp build like we just saw from BuNNY, where it's like, look at BuNNY's situation right now. He's up by 4 SCVs. He's got way more tech. You know, he's got his expansion mining at the same time as Reality is. Like, this guy's ahead in every way now.
Yeah,
from this just tight, nice, harassment-based opening.
That Banshee's coming now. Cloak just now finishes, but in range of the turret!
Oh.
And a huge blunder there by BuNNY. That's unacceptable. Had he kept the Banshee alive, he could actually be attacking in the back of the main and maybe even hit the front.
Dude, that's brutal. A cloaked Banshee is worth so much in TVT.
He doesn't have another one, right? That's it. So he just got cloak. He didn't even get to use the cloak. He didn't even get to marvel at the invisibility of that Banshee.
Yeah,
that's just too bad.
He let it. He did let cloak finish, didn't he?
He did let cloak finish. Yeah. Yes, he did 100% let that finish.
Okay. Yeah, that's sad, man. It's like you own Harry Potter's invisible blanket, but you never use it because you're not cold because you live near the equator.
Yeah.
And you don't even know it makes you invisible. You know how sad that is?
That's a sad thing, man.
You could have been the sickest bank robber, but no.
No.
You're just a guy with a linen closet with too many blankets in it. It's exactly what it's like.
Yeah, man, you nailed it, dude. You nailed it, man.
I got that.
You got it, man.
Got that locked down. All right, I'm out of here. I'll see you later.
The way this map is set up, I think there's a high chance that we're going to see Reality continue to expand towards the north. And there's also a good chance that BuNNY, just the way this game's been going, can get a foothold outside of Reality's base and try to deny him from getting that expansion up. But meanwhile, we have a drop coming in over here. 3 Hellions going to be gunning down a lot of these SCVs.
Yeah, this could actually do some really good work over here. You know, he ends up getting 4 and hasn't lost anything.
Yeah,
it's quite a successful drop. It doesn't, like, catch him up all the way out. Well, I guess he actually has more SCVs now, but... And that Banshee did die, so I guess it's like actually getting quite close again. But
look, had he not lost that Banshee, it would be a different story.
The game would look very different, I think.
And the Banshee, if you guys are, I know we got a lot of new people who are watching who have not been following StarCraft. This is your time, guys, to start picking up StarCraft because
it seriously is.
It's all fresh and new. We don't know what to expect with the meta. Everybody's learning, but the Banshee. The technique with TVT with Banshee is actually about as old as StarCraft 2 is. People have been getting this unit, so I'm kind of disappointed to see BuNNY actually just crash that into a turret early on like that. Because that is sort of the staple early game aggressive opener of TVT.
Well, you know, that's... What was it? The best. Remember the best? How many Banshees he would just fly into turrets?
Yeah, he would just drunk drive his Banshees into turrets.
Yeah, it was pretty rough.
That was brutal.
Yeah. Definitely was not the best, but
no.
Well, it was the best, but he wasn't the best. So we do have actually. Look at this, nice little move here, trying to pick off that siege tank. Quick micro reaction there by Reality.
Reality deciding to now push in here. I think the tech might be a bit more developed here for BuNNY. So we'll see what actually happens tonight. Okay, so hold on. Here's the attachment here now. Dropping the siege tanks. We have one tank sieging down. Cyclones coming in. Unable to actually pick off that tank.
Wow.
And with this decisive attack, Reality just goes straight for the jugular. The expansion being picked up. He's trying to relocate it.
Dude, both Cyclones, they were free. A couple siege tanks killed basically for free as well. And Reality just took such a lead that it looks like he should be able to just win the game. He's even possibly going to get the command center.
I mean, TVT, guys, it is a very, very unstable matchup. If you get out of position, you can get KO'd pretty quickly.
Yeah. And BuNNY was a little bit out of position there, you know. The Cyclone's definitely in the wrong spot. Everything definitely went wrong for him.
You can actually time out those the shots in between the siege tanks and just drop it right after the tank fires and then hit it and win with the initiation.
And just moving forward with 3 in a range of 1, it's like you get a free siege tank there. It's pretty awesome. Well, I mean, BuNNY is going to try to hold on for now, but he's definitely really far behind at this point. He does still have a mining command center, which is good. And looks like he's going to move out to try to do some counter damage.
The thing is, I don't know how much this attack can do. It's 1 medevac with Marines and then a tank.
Yeah.
And frankly, with the huge force of units that Reality has outside of BuNNY's base, if he identifies that some of the army isn't there to defend, he could probably just shove in and get right into the heart of the Terran's base.
Yeah, you're probably right that he definitely can do some more damage if he goes for it. Now we do have BuNNY really being careful here, moving the Sea-Shanks around, but we do have a stim up here from Reality, drops the Sea-Shanks out, pushes BuNNY back.
No, the thing is that Reality does not. Oh, hold up! There's actually an attack behind that. Okay, there it is. One thing to keep in mind is he doesn't actually have to go to the main. If he just gets like one tank over here and starts hitting that expansion,
yeah, that's true,
then he's going to be in good shape.
Well, right now we do have BuNNY going over towards that expansion. The Marines are following him right now. The Sea-Shanks will drop out, so looks like he should be able to hold on to here for now. Well, not if he doesn't bring those Sea-Shanks.
Yeah, he's trying to move that tank back. All he has to do is get that one tank. You could really bait them pretty effectively with that tank, just picking them up and moving it back.
So much about the medevacs.
It's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
the amount of pickups, and it's like the Marines come. He's like, nah, you'll just pick up those siege tanks.
I remember when I first saw the trailer for Legacy of the Void, I was like, huh, I wonder what that's going to do to this matchup. You know, but now I'm really seeing it in action. I'm like, oh, wow, that really... Oh, hold up, though. Big counterattack. This is very important because this is... If this works, this will be what will allow BuNNY to continue into this game, and it doesn't really look like there's almost anything here.
Well,
in fact, he's attacking his own... Was he attacking his barracks for a second?
He may have been. Yeah. It looks like, well, there's not many Marines here to actually help out. Well,
no, there's some. They're just above the tanks. Okay. I almost didn't see him, too, actually.
Well, right now we do have Reality pushing forward right now, stimming forward with these Marines as well. Where are the Sea-Shanks? Looks like just one behind right now.
Yeah,
but
well,
one is
one
not
here in the main. Yeah. And from here, I mean, this is how you kill Terran. You get on top of their production facilities. And everything. There it is, GG. Everything dies right when it comes out.
Yeah. And